Hey, everybody. Welcome. It's episode 74 of Making It Up as We Go. Thanks, everybody, for showing up and having a good time with us tonight. Let's see here. Let me bring in the crew here. We got Mr. Corliss, we have Mr. Sean, and we have Mr. Paul, too. How's everybody doing?
Doing
Uh,
good.
Good deal. I think Sean, I think you're still muted, and Paul, Mr. Corliss, you're still muted.
There we go.
There we are.
Doing awesome.
Good. Well, Mr. Hammerquist, uh, what have you been up to this week, sir?
I'm going to be a man of very few words for this segment.
Ooh,
Laser pew pew.
somebody's been lasering.
Sometime next week. And now I relinquish my time to. Oh, wait. I don't know which way to put my hands.
Mr. Corliss has some news.
I do. You can see over my shoulder here. I
Yeah.
have my printer working, and so far I have printed a benchy,
Ooh, there you go. Yes, sir.
and I can't believe how nice a print that is. And right now I am printing the handle for the scraper,
Oh, cool.
and
Very nice.
it's cool. I like it. It's
Yeah, the scraper is an underappreciated tool, I think, for the bamboo machines. I mean, I use that thing a lot, especially for like getting um, the little trails out of the front, whatever the little purge trail. That it's like when your dog rubs its butt on the carpet.
well, my Creality came with this real nice putty knife, and it's nice and sharp, and it works great for getting stuff off. But I think I'll like that other one. Nice. Plus, it's printing and it's quiet, and I can't believe it. And it's
Yeah,
fast.
good. I'm glad you're liking it so far.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
How long did it take for you to be up and running once you unboxed it?
Um, Probably 45 minutes, something like that.
That ain't bad.
Yeah, it's better than with me and my laser. What was it? 5 months?
Yeah, but that's in your garage,
Yeah, yeah, good
and
times.
it's been cold.
But it was hot when I got it.
Oh, that's right. It was hot. Now it's cold.
Yeah.
Well, you live in a desert, so
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah.
I relinquish the rest of my time to the guy who's really making neat stuff this week. Not you, Ryan.
No, definitely not me.
Sean.
Mr. Sean, what have you been working on then?
I've been all over the board this week. Still getting the laser together. I had to. Well, actually, I didn't have to, but I built storage above the lasers finally. So that was early on this week, and now I can store all my flat goods flat. But this time of year here in Iowa, it's a trip. All my flat goods, and the wildest is my Baltic birch. That stuff, it bows one way, so I'll flip it over, and it bows the other way. And eventually I'll get it worked out. But it's that change from we had wet weather to freezing
Yeah.
and dry air, and now it's wet again. So it's playing heck on my materials, but it's working. I'm still working with it.
There
So
you go.
that's pretty much all set up and looking good. And then on the side, I've been printing. As you can see, they're both going now. This spring, I'll be working on a garden railroad or railway, and I decided to do a GP7. Oops, this sucker's big. Let me put it back here. And right now, I'm printing the chassis for this.
Wow.
But yeah, she's
That is awesome. It's got great detail to it.
Yeah.
Oh, the steps! I'm just blown away on the steps. How those turned out, or the ladder.
Wow. Huh.
And let's see, the white's not glued on top yet, but I think you can kind of get a gist of the vents. No, it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
see. Too much glare. But yeah, it's slowly coming together.
Sweet. How
So
many
yeah,
how many pieces is that? Like, well, I mean, obviously the white and black are two different pieces, but
all right.
how
Um,
many?
the cab is one. So this is one print. Now this was 1/48 scale, and I increased it 266.7%, and now it's G, up to G scale.
Oh wow.
Um, dude, okay, real quick. Oh, spam call. Chat GPT. If you're trying to figure out scaling, I want to take this model, it's HO scale, and I want to blow it up to G. You just tell Chat GPT, hey, look, I want to, take the HO and increase it to G, and it will give you the formula, and it's really awesome. So it takes all the mathematical time to sit back and try to figure it out. It pops it up real quick. I mean,
Huh.
that helped out a lot. So that takes the guesswork out of it. And
Sweet.
so far, I think it's done. It scaled it perfect.
Harry's asking what you're going to use for the engine's innards.
Um, well, I'll put a cabinet. As far as like a drive, our club it was a E7 engine that somebody donated to the club. And what they did is they ripped out one of the motors. I don't know what they used it for, but there is a motor and it actually works. So I'll be able to take the truck and I'll pull it from here and I'll put it into this engine. Now, the cool thing is the print for this engine does come with wheels and gears, and you can take these little can motors and use that to run the train. But I figure since I have an actual G scale setup, I might as well use the trucks. So you can do that too. You can get the actual model, which is online, and then just print the whole thing out and just add your motor and a couple other things and go with it.
Huh.
It's
Uh, Earl, it was Chat GPT.
oh yeah,
It's one of the AI doohickeys.
it worked out great.
Yeah.
So what are you up to, Ryan?
Actually, but I'm printing things today.
Cool.
We're still doing the Christmas lights and all that. And the house I have to go to tomorrow, I have to wrap three, four, five, six trees or something like that. Three of them are um, like 10, 15 feet tall. And then there's one that's like 30 feet tall. Well, two of them are 30 feet tall.
Mhm.
And then there's like one it's the weirdest looking pine thing I've ever seen. It looks like a ball. Like it's a tree, but it's the whole top of it is round as a pine tree. It's really strange. I forget she's told me before what it was called, but I don't remember. Um, but so yeah, so I had to print out my. I'm printing out. I ran out of my halos for the trees, so printing out some more to use on these trees and get them knocked out. So
So they're
um,
working really good for you then.
it's working incredibly well. There's a little bit of modifications I'd like to make to the rings themselves for the like clip mechanism um, here, where it captures what this does here is it captures the cord from the lights. So you have the plug facing in, and then it comes out and you wrap it around, and then you put this clip on here, and it captures everything. And there it goes, like that. And then you use a hook to get it up over the top of the tree. Um, we've found a couple times that we've popped this little clip off, so I need to do some modifications there to make the clip design a little bit better. But pretty good.
I have a quick question for you, Ryan, on
Yeah,
those. Are you offering those for sale or the files for sale?
not yet, not
Not
yet.
yet.
Yeah,
Next season?
yeah. By next year, they'll be for sale,
That'll be
and
good.
it's all the proof of concept and all that stuff on it right now. So
Thanks,
pretty
Dave.
awesome though. It's they're working really well for what we do and what we use them for. So yeah, anyway, it's a cool product. Um, besides that, yeah, it's just been. I filmed a short yesterday, but I haven't posted it yet. Uh, it's I wonder. Hold on a second. Maybe let me. Nah, I won't be able to. Uh, I hope everybody gets a little laugh out of it because it was very cold. It was very windy, and I was promoting the Gatton Christmas Challenge. So, which leads me to say, hey, everybody, welcome to the Gatton Christmas Challenge here. We got some great sponsors this year. So, if you haven't participated yet, actually, in the comment in the chat, let me know if you are working on a project for the Gatton Christmas Challenge because we have some of these awesome prizes here to give away for people. And I know Marcelo has done his. His is already in on the playlist. So let me know who else is out there working on stuff. We have awesome stuff from Pixel CNC. So they're giving us a license of their program, which has some big changes coming. And we have Cadence Manufacturing Design. Cody's given us some Jenny bits to give away. We have Rapid Change ATC giving us one of their cartridges to give away. I think it's considered called a cartridge. I think that's what they call them. Wham Bam is giving us a bunch of gift cards to give away. Nemo Labs is giving us the one is $400 off of one of their machines. So if you're looking for a great uh, smaller CNC, you can get $400 off of the thing. They've also given us $200 off or $200 gift cards to their website. Uh, there's also their clamps, their dust shoes. You know, they're giving us a bunch of stuff to give out. So
That's
lots of really cool stuff. There's a link in the description to the video here that will take you to rballarddesigns.com and it will show you what you need to do to participate. But basically, you're making a Christmas themed project, such as Santa, and you're doing a 5-10 minute video on it and getting it submitted, put it up on YouTube, all that good stuff.
ooh. I finally got an idea for one.
Oh, did you? That's very good. Maybe it's the hand, the rest of the hand from on Santa. He's missing a hand.
No, but
Good. I'm glad that you found one. Found an idea. There's some videos tonight that of people making stuff. So
mm,
hopefully, if people don't have um, ideas yet, hopefully
a lot of inspiration.
they'll get some.
I've done an ornament. I'm working on the video, and hopefully I'll get a project too. But I'm not right now. I'm not too hopeful about the project. I'm
Yeah.
pulling a Ryan on that.
Uh,
There's a reason I had to get this working.
there you go. There you go. Well, hey, I have to give my dog some medicine real quick. So I'm going to let you guys get started on some of these videos that I had that Paul submitted here. And whoops, let's see here. We got to get this switched here. There we go, and all that. And I'll be right back. It's just real time sensitive medicine, so I got to do this real fast. So I'll be right back. Um,
All right, go for it, Paul.
Oh, I didn't submit this one.
Oh, you didn't submit this one? Oh,
No.
shoot. I get them out of Which one did you
No,
submit?
he's at their Uron Mag DeWaldo one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
just say
There you
stop.
I'll be right back.
That's a good
Oh,
one.
back. Yeah.
Oh.
That was. Oh no.
Macy's?
No. The Waldo. The one that had that one.
There we go.
That's the Waldo one. So it was just kind of a fun video. He used a old plotter basically and some code to basically and vision learning to find Waldo. And that blue thing you saw,
Mhm.
it's some kind of genetic. I don't know. I was watching it at 1.75 speed.
Oh,
But yeah, that thing is some kind of like genetic DNA kind of thing. But that pattern, you're supposed to be able to find stuff with it. So that's the pattern. If you lay it over Where's Waldo, it'll help you find Waldo faster.
oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So it was just cool. I found a lot of videos this week that were not necessarily CNC laser, 3D printing, but they were using
Yeah. Oh, this
a
is
lot of
CNC.
a lot of it to do other things. So I mean, he's made a chessboard to play, but now he's trying to make a machine that finds Waldo. And yeah, he ran into lots of issues, but
So, in other words, are you saying that the way you made the shape, it tricks the mind into looking in certain areas, or?
yes, that shape. So it's I forget the exact what it was, but it had something to do with it was found by a geneticist or something about with the DNA, and they found that it helps the mind find stuff faster. That pattern in looking for stuff. So he printed off a big one to kind of help him beat the computer.
How interesting. But my luck, I'd lay it down on something and I'd cover what I'm looking for.
But yeah, so that old plotter, we think we have a lot of issues, with our machines working.
Mhm.
That old plotter, oh my gosh, he had so many issues with, just getting the X and Y, and then the Z to go up and down. And, how much we take for granted with all of our programs that we can use, like Bamboo Studio or Creality Studio, where it's just like, oh, cool, all this, he was having to program all that. So, just sometimes before we go and start cursing at our machines, let's be glad we're not back in those days where, you were really in the thick of it in trying to program those and get it to do what you wanted.
Yeah, that is too interesting. So yeah, well, you did use a 3D printer on this one.
Yeah, he did. And, that was probably like 3 minutes, 4 minutes of the video.
Now, I hate to say this, I haven't seen somebody use blue tape in a long time. That's been a long time.
Yeah. Oh man, I haven't seen blue tape in a long time. Yeah, it's been 8 years.
Kapton tape and blue tape. It works.
Yeah.
It works.
And hairspray.
And here's now, I'm not gonna lie, that's what I use. I clean my bed, I'll wipe it with alcohol, and I'll mist it real quick. And that's it. And it works good.
Oh, I've been using that ByQ, that sticky plate. I know Bamboo came out with their own.
Mm-hmm.
I have not cleaned it for the past, I think I'm up to 13 prints now.
That's pretty good.
And running it at 45 degrees. And yeah, I've had to use my scraper.
Now the Bamboo, I don't use anything. I just use alcohol. Just before I run it, I'll wipe it down, get the dust off. But on the Creality, I use, if it says use glue, I don't like messy glue, so I just use the hairspray. The hairspray works great.
Yeah, the Creality, I have to use. I got some glue sticks that I use, except for the textured bed. That's the only one I don't have to.
That's cool.
But it is annoying that I have to go and clean it off after every print.
That's why I don't use it. I love the hairspray. All right.
So yeah, where's Walt?
It's a cool looking project. I
There's lots.
just hadn't had a chance to watch that one yet, but he's only got 803 subscribers.
Yeah, and he, like I said, he also made a automated chess playing one.
Wow, good for him.
Yeah.
He'll do well, I'm sure. Oh, so all right. Well, I thanks for that. Um, in hold on a second. Let me bounce this back here real quick. Oh no, never mind. Um, anyway, sorry about that, folks. I had to. He's my buddy Ranger's got some time sensitive medicine that like you have to give it to him right at the right time. He can't deviate at all, so have to have to make sure he got that. The wife's out of town, so she couldn't do it. But anywho, um, well, I guess we'll get started here. Well, continue here if you guys are done with the Waldo one.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, this is Mitz's um, project here. So CNC against me. Um, Hamilton, CNC with me is Hamilton's CNC community website, and they're currently doing they've done several of these over the year, where it's Hamilton and a few of the instructors that are on CNC with me, and somebody from their community, um, and it's called CNC against me. So it's kind of like a little fun competition. And this one, it was basically a scrapwood challenge, from what I've understood. And so this is Mitz's entry into it. He did a little woodland scene, and I thought that turned out pretty cool.
That's sweet and simple.
Yeah, be really good, like on the edge of a table somewhere. Something like that. That'd be pretty sweet.
And getting trees to look like trees
Yeah,
and not just like some kind of blob.
or
Good
triangle.
job. Yeah, like
Yeah.
just random like you. Yeah. So good
Yeah.
job. I know how trees can be hard.
Mitch doesn't go into any. Oops, sorry. Mitch doesn't go into any detail of what he was trying to accomplish or anything on there, but I don't really think he needed to. I think it spoke for itself. So, good job, Mitz. Somebody else that was involved with that was Hamilton. Do that one. James Dean Designs did this one. This probably was my favorite one of the ones of the four that I saw. So what James did is he did a Christmas card holder, and shows how he did it. And he can't watch tonight because he's overseas, so it's like middle of the night for him. But he'll watch it tomorrow maybe. But yeah, he's using his little Jimitsu and with his Jenny bits and carving in. He was kind of going by the seat of his pants a little bit for some of it. So that's why he had it covered in blue tape, thinking that he might be able to, if he needed to paint or something like that, he could. It turned out it didn't really help him, but oh well. But the overall design that he came up with, I really liked it. I thought it was so cool. He did just a happy Christmas sign, and then it had like these ball. He captured ball bearings up inside of the thing, and you hung the cards underneath of it.
Okay.
and so you push the card up underneath of it, and the weight of the ball bearings inside there would pinch against it and hold it. And I thought that was really, yeah. There's a view of how it functions. Um, yeah, so I thought it was a really cool idea. Um, and the execution was really good. I at some point here, I want to do a video on burning wood. The way that most people burn wood, it drives me a little crazy. But uh, it but I think it maybe it'll help people. I don't know. Probably not. Nobody watches my shit anyway.
Well, might surprise you.
But I love this was such a cool project. They see the nice slot underneath there, and he'll show it there. Yeah, see, originally I thought he was going to be sticking him out the top of it, and just like the view of the camera was not like it was different than what he was actually doing. But I really liked the display of it popping out from underneath and all that. It
It's kind of like stockings, but
yeah,
for your letters.
Dang.
yeah. And I mean, if you had a well, you could do so much with this type of a design too, because like you could make it where it's a lot longer, but even with that same size piece of material, you could do happy or merry on one and do Christmas on another one, so you'd have multiple ones going across or whatever. Um,
And you could make it, like he says, not even make it a holiday. Just put someone's last name,
yeah,
put,
yeah. See, but yeah, look at that. I mean, not even a thick card he was using, and it was getting up in there and holding. So it was pretty awesome idea. I thought it was really great.
yeah.
So
And
good job, James.
it just for being, I mean, no, I'm not meaning this in, the way modern kids, say this word, but basic.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Apparently basic is a bad word.
whatever.
I don't know. I'm just letting you know what my 9 and 12-year-old tell me.
I like the idea.
Tell him
Yeah.
to get bent, man.
That's an
Eat
old one.
shorts.
Oh, Lordy.
Good times.
Simpsons.
Yeah. So
Oh, and he has some good jokes in there about the other contestants calling and saying they're going to vote for him.
oh yeah, that's right.
That
He
was
did.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're gonna vote for me. Oh, thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
Oh yeah, Hamilton just called and said the same thing.
Yeah. Thanks. Very good.
Now,
So,
I wonder how it would look if you were to burn it first and then cut it.
I would guess it would be pretty similar because I mean, it's not like it's going real deep or anything. He actually goes back and runs it a second time to try to clean up the
Yeah.
carve a little bit more. Um, but and then he does it with like a wax crayon in there to brighten it up even more. But yeah.
Oh, and we got a question.
Oh, where are we at? That was what that's what he put the tape on there thinking that he could not to prevent tear out, but he was doing it originally for like if you wanted to paint the lettering or something like that.
Like
He
mask.
was, yeah, kind of like just a mask. He didn't have any of the Aura mask or anything like that, and like I say, he was kind of just going by the seat of his pants with it. So it, um, yeah. So it was more to make painting easier if he was going to. So good times. Uh, um, all right. Well, yeah. Well, here we go with good old Macy Makes. This young lady is the reason why Mr. Gatton decided to buy himself a P1S. had nothing to do with me telling them over and over again, yeah, you should just go ahead and buy a P1S. But she went and picked up another one of the files from Foles, I think it is, on
Mm.
Cults. Um, it's the same person that did the Haunted Mansion that she did like a month or a half ago. Um, and but this one's a toy factory, and man, the detail is ridiculous.
This is the first time she's used TPU too.
Yeah, yeah, it was a little bit of trial and error on that. Um, and she was still having problems at the end of the video trying to, because there's I guess two different versions of this model, and one version has this belt that moves, so it'll when at the finish of it, it has little presents that will move across the conveyor belt, and across that top one there. But hers for some reason kept on getting hung up, and the motor wasn't strong enough to get it going. So
That is cute.
yeah, so yeah, there's little presents. See the little holes on there? Yeah, there's presents that go on top of there, and it's a toy factory. Uh, but man, it's so whimsical. That's such a great design. Her big suggestion though was like if you were to get this model and print it, was to re-spool some of the silk gold onto other spools if you have more than one printer, because basically every print included that. And if you have more than one printer, you could print a whole lot faster because you're not having to wait for the gold to be done on each individual one.
Or buy a lot of spools of gold, and then when you're done with that, print Star Trek stuff.
There you go. There you go. Well, it's the man. This designer is so talented, though. It's ridiculous how awesome everything looks. It's really cool. I guess they had some other ones too, for the holiday season, but this is the one that Macy decided to print out, and I think it was a good choice. It was pretty awesome looking.
That is good
Yeah.
choice of colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess there. Like I said, there was two different versions of it. One of them that had a static, um, conveyor belt, and then the one that had it was like $3 more to get the files with the moving conveyor belt, and so it was kind of makes sense just to get the ones with the moving conveyor belt anyway. But yeah, pretty cool. She used all Polymaker filament on it, and it was.
I like that silk.
Yeah,
It's a nice color.
yeah. I like what she's doing with her channel too. So it's not all the. She really started out with a whole. This is the day in the life of somebody that sells stuff on Etsy,
Mm-hmm.
and she hasn't left that behind, but she's adding in these other projects and stuff like that, and I think it's definitely helping her grow as a content creator. Yeah, look at the knobs, like the knobs that
There it
hold
is.
stuff down. That's so cool. But,
She can sure make you feel inferior, though, can't she?
Oh, Paul, and a young lady putting us old guys to shame.
Yep. Yep.
well, Mr. Corliss, you now have an A1, so with the AMS, so you can start printing all these multicolored stuff out too.
Yeah,
Nobody's stopping you, sir.
That's true.
there's those presents on the belt.
Yeah. Yeah, Sean, go right up to the end of her video where she's showing the finished one. I think there you go. There's the poor, you can see it just struggling and it just won't go. I wish he would have given a little bit better shots of the finished product at the end. But yeah, it's really it was really well done. I like the cloud coming out of the smokestacks and all that stuff, and it turned out really good. Oh, yep, there she goes. Yeah, and now if you watch, it freezes right up right at the end. It's just it
It
was
worked a
having
little.
it was having a hard time.
It's still good.
Yeah, yeah, it's such a cool, very well done, put together model. Um, Good job, Macy. Oh, and as a reminder to everybody, these videos are every video that we watch on here is in the description of the video. And if you go watch them, if you haven't seen any of these, go watch them. Comment on their video. Let them know that we sent you over there, and just to give them a little bit of awareness on
Mhm.
where some of their views are coming from. Um, so
Go say hi.
let's see here. Just remember, it was what the old guys did that uh, has allowed your ones to do what they do now. Oh yeah,
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 progression.
yeah. Pretty wild. The old Ender 3 isn't doing that. So all right. Well, moving on then. Um, uh, let's see, where are we at here? Which
Studio flow.
Studio Flow. Okay. Uh, this is one that Mr. Hammerquist put in here, and the guy lives in a small apartment, and decided he needed to make a multifunction table.
Yeah, a table that would fold out and just give him more space. And he thought about the project and kind of started working on it 2 or 3 years ago.
Shoot.
And then he's going to uni and jobs and school and just life in general, and then he only has access to the shop, of course, when he's at school. So it's taken a while, but what I liked about this was he did use a what's that Swedish furniture place?
IKEA.
IKEA. So he did use an IKEA table, and his reasoning was because normally he makes everything from scratch, but he was like, I'm on limited time, and this is good, solid base that I can build off of
Mm-hmm.
and make it do what I want. So that you can see there,
Ah,
yes, swings out, opens up, and he kept running into issues on this. So at one point, he had made the feet too long, so that top table was sitting up like that, and
Oh,
he was like,
geez.
"Oh my gosh!" So a lot of trials and error. I highly recommend you watch it because I'm not going to do justice going through every last thing that happened on this project, but um, it was funny that IKEA cabinet, he had it put together and it was wobbling, and all it took to stabilize it was a piece in the middle frame of it, just a piece of plywood.
Huh.
And it was like, oh, doesn't wobble anymore. So,
Let's
but
see.
it's a awesome deal for how much work and effort goes into some of these, and that even someone as talented as he is, how many mistakes he made.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, well, we'll just fix it and make it work.
no, I mean, as humans, it's how we learn. If we don't fail somewhere, we won't learn.
Yeah. Oh, and then
That's
he's
still my
also
thought.
the whole they're funny, him and his roommate in having to move this thing out of the shop, and him only having like 4 hours to finish this project up and then get it back to his apartment and then get home, to his parents' house. So
Cool. Yeah, I will be watching that one tomorrow.
out there was that
Oh yeah.
you
Oh
could, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then all the inlay that he did, all that inlay as well. That isn't part of the cabinets, like from IKEA. It's all those white inlay. That's all him.
Wow.
So now did he cut those out like on a side? I guess I should look back. Or
So
did he
he,
use a
I'm sorry.
I was curious to know what he used to cut them. Oh, there we go. A router.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
All right. So what he just busted out of like a Festool box and he got a DeWalt router out of it?
Yeah, because he's at a university. So he's like, he even says there's like this Festal Smart Edge or whatever, something like that. That he goes, it's this most expensive machine, and nobody there uses it.
Huh.
So he was just like, yeah, there's all kinds of just different odd tools around the shop.
Jeez.
Nice odd tools.
Yeah. That's what your $50,000 a semester pays for.
Yeah, I'm sure that one's a little bit more for that one,
Oof.
for that school.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. That's cool looking project though. Very fun.
Mhm.
Oh, good camera angles and stuff. Like you can tell that he takes pride in his the filming.
Yeah. So you can actually see what's happening,
Yeah.
which, today I try to remember. And I get done talking and get the part done and be like, damn it.
Good times. Good times. All right. Well, we'll move on to the next one then. And that is I don't know what that is.
That's the camera that can see around
Oh,
walls. That was another one I put up.
yeah. So
So
what was the thoughts behind this one?
this one, without getting into all of the science, basically it's a useless project. But there's like no practical use for this. It was more, I want to do this, is what his deal was. So
Yeah.
he wanted to be able to stand behind that wall and take a photo. So really, a lot of it was about learning how camera works. So there's this big. He has an arm that has a camera on it, and then it swings around in collecting light points from different angles. And so
Okay.
you wanted to be able to stand behind a wall, and while that camera swung, it would be able to see down at different angles or on the sides, and then take all those uh, pixels of light that he's gathered info on and combined it into an image.
Oh, cool.
So it's kind of a lot of the same principles, those spinning lights where
Yeah.
it's like a marquee, has some of the same principles as that. And, there's a lot of 3D printing and Arduino and motor. I mean, there was just a bunch of stuff in this. And it's really funny because it looks like a llama.
Oh, well.
The final project does. So that's one of his, that's pretty far into it, or not far, but 3/4, I think, is image. But
She looks thrilled.
well, she can't move because the way the camera's going, and the camera's moving up and down the arm as it swings, so it has to take a picture here, and then when it gets back up, move down and take a picture there, so to build that whole picture.
Hmm.
So it can take very interesting photos and give you, if you think of like a history, I think it's called a histograph in like Photoshop, where you're messing with the black and white levels. That's kind of what he's doing, but with the different pixels at different angles to create, these different effects.
Interesting.
Oh, Anatomus.
Well, that wasn't nice.
So
Great.
it
Cool.
just was a fun video.
Yeah.
Lots of work into it. People were kind of like, "Well, you didn't go into much detail as you normally do," and I'm like, if
Yeah.
he
It
doesn't
sounds,
go into as much detail as he normally does,
yeah.
yeah,
It's complex.
yeah,
So we'll definitely have to check that one out. So to get the full effect of it.
yeah.
So sweet. Ah, well, there's Hamilton's CNC against me project. So I forget this guy's name. That guy, uh, he does some incredible. Like if he's a YouTuber guy, I think he's up in Alaska, and he makes some beautiful cutting boards.
with matching bowls.
Yeah, now this he was doing a series, I guess, with matching bowls with it too. So it all matched up, but like his chaotic cutting boards are incredible. Um, and so I guess he was selling some scraps, boxes of scrap wood, and so Hamilton bought a box of it and decided to make a really nice. Well, he called it like five different things during the whole thing, but I think it's supposed to be a cigar holder,
Mhm. That's
like
what it
a
looks
tray
like.
or something like that.
A humidor cigar holder.
Yeah, something like that. And so he you know had to take all these little scraps and put them into a block and then carved it all out, and that's what it looks like at the end. He at some point he calls it like a corn cob holder. uh, Man, I tell you what, that would look so good with some nice um, super sweet dripping with butter and Old Bay, and I'm getting hungry now. Uh, but yeah, it's a beautiful piece that he created there.
You need a glass of bourbon next to it.
Yeah.
With some summer sausages.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
Ooh, and a log
Yeah.
cheese.
oh,
He didn't even call a charcuterie board.
Let's see.
You could use that. I mean, that's an awesome. Yeah.
Mm.
Sausages, rolled cheese. Yeah.
He could make a whiskey smoker with it too.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, guys. I'm hungry. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the idea of the cigar holder, like a good Fuente or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
So very cool. Good project. My favorite though still was James Dean Designs is one for this one. Uh, yeah, Hamilton did a great job.
Yeah.
Evidently, right now there's a thing over. Or Hamilton was doing a live on the changes for, or what to expect in 2025 over there with CNC with me. So I'll go back and watch that and report on anything that uh, comes up on that. It should be good. It's a great community over there. Lots of really good knowledge and CNC information in that community. So definitely, if you're not a member over there, you should be.
check it out.
Yeah. So cool deal. Yeah, there's the in the description too. There is the link for the voting. You don't have to be a member of CNC with me to vote. You can just go and say, "Hey, I like this one best," and so go check it out. All right, moving on then. Oh, Dave over at the Clack Shack. So this week's video was working on some ornaments. And the cool thing about these ornaments is that they weren't just inlaid; they're actually through cut with the laser. So they go all the way through.
Oh,
Uh,
like a puzzle.
yeah, so he goes into a good bit of information about the offsets and stuff in Lightburn to get a good tight fit. My big question to him, I didn't get to comment on the video yet, but I intended to. Is and maybe you guys know the answer to this question is the so he's using hardwoods for these ornaments, and hardwood moves. So my thought is that you in making these ornaments, you'd want all the grain going in the same direction, right? I mean, what your thought would be too, or because
Well,
on that
you think
seed that he makes, he has the poplar wood is going up and down, and then the oak of the ornament itself is going left and right. And so I didn't know if maybe it wouldn't matter in such a small piece. The wood movement wouldn't be enough to cause any kind of issue, um, or because they're different species of wood, it wouldn't really matter anyway. Um, but
each one expands differently and
yeah,
contrasts with the weather.
so it probably wouldn't matter overall, would it? Like if you did it all vertical, or if they were mixed up.
I don't think it would, but I'm not.
I don't work with hardwood enough
Yeah,
to know,
yeah. Only
see,
mine.
yeah, see, there's the poplar wood, which is what's in the middle there, is going vertical, and but he does have the C going vertical too.
See, and he did show something that I was thinking about was the plywood.
Yeah,
If you look at plywood, it's layered, different directions,
right,
which that's what creates the strength of it.
right, and it also minimizes any movement whatsoever because it's all glued where it's at.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I'll send him a message or make a message on his video and see what he says.
And to be perfectly honest, I wouldn't even have thought of that.
Yeah.
I just would have been like, ooh, looks pretty, let's cut.
It would have been me.
There you go. Well, if I happen to forget, then tomorrow night when he and Steve are on their live
Hmm.
stream that they do from 7 to 9 Central, 8 to 10 real time. Uh, you know, maybe I'll throw it in there.
I think Steve's hanging out in the crowd.
Is he out there?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Good deal.
yeah, he's out there.
Oh,
Well,
well,
he was out there.
I guess also, what if you just put epoxy over the whole thing? Won't move then, right?
That'll lock it in.
That'll lock it.
I don't know. I mean, would it?
I don't know. That
Yeah.
I mean,
I work with plywood most of
yeah,
the time, so
MDF.
yeah. But yeah. But anyway, he does also talk a bit in the video about offset curves to make sure that you get a nice tight fit. Because if you don't, if you just cut them all out the same, the laser has a width, even if it is small, and if you don't compensate for that, you're not going to get a nice tight fit in there. So
And yeah, your programs can also compensate for it too.
yeah, so good times. Well, all right. Well, oh yeah, there's Sam Kraft. So Sam is now he has. I guess he's found his niche in
Oh,
3D
big time.
printing because he's making jigs and all that for some of the MOPA lasers, and he's up to 26 printers now,
Wow. In a
according
short
to
period of
his
time.
video. Yeah, so he's got 24 A1s, and then he has a P1S and a X1 carbon. So, but yeah, he's making all kinds of jigs and stuff for people. I think he's selling them on Etsy. Uh,
Yep.
but
Yeah, he came up with the jigs, what, 6 months ago, maybe?
yeah, I mean, 6 months ago he got his first printer, so
Yeah.
it's evidently being profitable enough for him that he's now got 26.
26.
Yeah, I mean it's
Hey,
really taken over his shop too. So
it proves a point. These little A1s, like mine back here, and now Paul's, they're good little machines.
I have two as well.
Oh yeah, you do, don't you? I keep
Yeah,
thinking of the P1.
that's mine is actually moving right now too. I didn't start the P1 aspect I'm making more of these things. I didn't run the P1S just because it is noisier, the fans in it,
Yeah.
and I figured I'd wait until after the show to kick that thing back on. But yeah, Sam's doing a good job, and he mentioned like his last video he did was about the humidity issues that he was having in his shop because it got flooded out from leaving water on a water jet.
Yeah.
Um, but evidently he's gotten that handled. He said he was going to talk a little bit about how we got it handled in that video, but he didn't happen to mention it. But I guess that'll be coming up. But that's a nice wall, and he's got an Osmo Pocket 3 is the camera that he was using in this one, and that's following him around and all that good stuff. And man, cool camera.
Oh, he's stepped up his game real quick.
Yeah,
I mean, DJI, yeah,
yeah.
puts mine to shame.
Yeah, I was like, "Ooh, I really like the way that camera's following him around and stuff." And I went and looked at it. I was like, "Well, I can't afford that camera. I need to sell some stuff. Might have to sell a printer to be able to get that." But it, yeah, evidently he's doing pretty good. So good times, good for you, Sam. Moving on then to we also have. What's the next one? We have. Do you have Kim and Garrett in there, Sean?
I'll find it real quick. If not,
Let's see.
uh-oh.
Oh, down. Third one from the bottom. There you go.
We do now.
Dun, 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 dun. So this one actually, I thought kind of was a good companion to the Clack Shacks video because they're talking about resizing of SVGs. And like so if nobody's ever watched Kim and Garrett make it before, it's this husband and wife couple. They do door hangers is their main thing. They do go out and do craft fairs and all that stuff too, and then they sell the files for different door hangers. And so they took this big door hanger that they make, which is I think it was 18 inches around or something like that, and they showed you how they could shrunk it down to a ornament size of like 4 inches. And pretty cool because they also are dealing with they did everything in Lightburn for a lot of the stuff, and it was they're using the offset kerf type stuff like what Clack was in his, except for they're using it in a different method since they do layered stuff. But in that design that they were showing here, the Merry Christmas one, you cut that from 18 inches and shrink it down to 4 inches without doing any work to it. It's going to be kind of tough because the black lines from the rope of the lights, that stuff is going to get really thin. Stuff like that. A lot of detail is going to get lost. So they go in here and they show you how they did offsets and stuff like that to the different pieces to compensate for that. And I think they did a good job with it.
That one I'm going to watch definitely.
Yeah, it's a good video. I mean, it's amazing the stuff that like just picking up the different tips and tricks of Lightburn that you pick up from watching other people use the program. Like he does I didn't know if you just did Control A, it will select everything on the screen. And I was like, oh, well,
Oh, that's cool.
I'm always thinking you got to click and select the bounding boxes and all that. And then they also said that depending on which direction that you drag that box from, um, will depend on how it selects stuff. So if you do it from the bottom right corner and go up, it'll select anything that box touches.
Yep.
But if you do it from the top left down, it'll only do what it fully encompasses. And I thought that was pretty interesting. I never.
See, it's easier to remember left to right, it's one, right to left, it picks all, whatever
Yeah.
it touches. Yeah.
So
Now, for me, I just started using Lightburn because the programs that I used previous with my other laser, it was
you
it was
did
Corel.
Corel, didn't?
Yeah, I still use Corel because I
Yeah.
can import it back and forth. But then it went into my what is it, Radcam? I'd have to look again. But the nice thing is I was able to use a micro and then go from Corel to the software for the laser. And now since I have the new laser, I figured time to up my game and do the Lightburn.
There you go.
But the nice thing is that even with an older program and you do pick up Lightburn, there's a lot of similarities,
Yeah.
which makes it really easy to transfer over.
I can't wait until they release the Mage, whatever the CNC version of it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I tried to get on their beta testers thing, but I guess they didn't care that I was asking. So, oh well. We'll see it soon enough, I guess. It sounded like it's pretty close to being ready to go.
I'm going to have to agree with Harry, though. I don't like designing in Lightburn.
Yeah,
Same. I still use, like I said, I still use Corel and then take it into Lightburn.
Yeah, I would rather use Inkscape, but I use Illustrator. But if I didn't have Illustrator, I would go to Inkscape before using Lightburn for
yeah,
design. Because when you were talking about dragging from the lower right or upper left,
yeah,
I'm just all like, just select what I want.
yeah. Oh yeah,
I never knew.
yeah. I hear you on it. So
Right.
very cool though.
So,
Little ornament turned out pretty good. So good times. Mr. Elkins is showing up out in the chat. Hello, Mr. Cody. Thanks for joining us, sir. All right, so I guess we got what else we got out there. We have a. Did you get to the glimpse inside one yet?
which
I
one?
don't think so. It would have been the first one.
No,
We will now.
All right, we'll get to that one then. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. So a glimpse inside. So he was making kind of like marquee projects for Christmas. And he's showing two different ways that he did these things. So he did the candy cane one way and the Merry Christmas another. And he made these little boxes to show the differences of how he put them together. And the first way is this one. And what he does is puts the lights in there and then glues them in with hot glue. And then I think he uses like an air
Yeah,
duster thing to help
Yeah.
cool it off faster.
I love how he does that. Now, I would have never thought of it until I saw this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you know how expensive that stuff is?
Oh, Candare.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it has an interesting look to it, like with the bulbs fully sticking out. And then this version here, he did it with like an extra layer so that just the bulb itself is sticking out.
I think that looks good.
Kind of like a light bright style, kind of looks like. So it's a little cleaner, and it takes a whole lot less time, I guess, to put together. But he made the first one he made, which was the candy cane, and he said he spent like 2 hours doing the lights for that one,
Yeah.
which I can imagine, and that would have taken forever. Ugh,
The,
wouldn't even want to think about it. But turned out pretty cool. Uh, and then he did the Merry Christmas one with the other style. So what he did instead of so the base layer is still the same, like the other one that he had there, but then he adds a second layer on top of it, which is the smaller layer that just captures the bulb itself, and you know makes it a lot faster to put together. I said on his as a comment that his wife said it looks like light bright in there, and it doesn't really stand out or whatever. And my comment was like, what you could do to really still make it pop, even like during the daytime, would be that second layer would have been the words themselves instead of a full second layer over everything. Like if you would have done Merry Christmas as the widened letters with the where the lights are. Um,
Kind of
it,
like the old neon signs where it was painted behind it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep, exactly. So then it would still be obvious of what it is, even if you're up, because as you get closer to that, it's going to kind of get muddied because there's no definition between the lights. But as you come back, the lights kind of blend together and form the letters better. So, but could be a cool project for somebody. Um, would be fun. Yeah. So there you go. Looks pretty cool. He had a pretty good little moment he shared with his boy in that video too. It was really sweet. I I'm I don't know, but it sounds like his son has some sort of learning disability. He said he doesn't talk much, and he was like a lot of parents. I know I do it all the time. Is we call it, hey buddy, you want to do this or that,
Mm-hmm.
and so his son said, it's time to go to bed, buddy. It was really cute. Uh, uh, really sweet. So that was pretty cool that he shared that with everybody. And
That is cool.
yeah, so, pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah, I can share that. I made a dad joke yesterday, and my daughter rolled her eyes at me.
I love making dad jokes in front of my kids.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yep, I enjoy it. So well, even like that one, like you could do the stripes if you
Mm-hmm.
paint them red and white or whatever, and it would poke out, pop out. I don't know. Just thought ideas for anybody trying to come up with a cool project for the Gatton Christmas challenge. It's a good idea, uh, but fun times. All right, I think that's it, isn't it? I mean, we've been going for a while.
He looks good.
Yeah, I think so. I think we've wrapped it up. So again, all those videos are in the description to the video of this live, and you can feel free to go watch them. Try to watch a ton of videos every week, trying to find stuff that people would find interesting, and that's not all the other random weird shit that I watch. Some of the car stuff I watch is really bizarre sometimes. I don't know. Hoovie's garage bought himself a Bugatti Veyron, and it's
Mm.
like I don't know. Sometimes like a lot of these car guys. All right, slight tangent here, and anybody that's out there that likes watching the car YouTube as well. I think will fit right in with me on this thing. So like, you start watching some of these channels. I guess it happens in other stuff too, but especially with the car ones. They started out with cars that people have. Oh hey, we're going to fix this and get it running and go do this and that, and then you get they once they start getting big, it's like, okay, now we're getting our first supercar, and like the first one that they get, it's like holy crap, congratulations that you've made now enough money that you can buy this Ferrari or whatever it is, Lamborghini or something like that, and then they just continue to buy these big, crazy, expensive cars, and it's like, yeah, can't relate to that anymore. I mean, Hoovie's garage bought himself a Bugatti Veyron. It's $1 million car. like,
Oh lordy! Somebody says the show's canceled.
Roadkill is, yeah, yeah.
Roadkill.
Discovery um, canceled all their road, like all the Motor Trend channel. They closed it down, so all the Roadkill is going away. And oh man, that was a great channel to watch, Roadkill, because Finnegan and Freiberger would do some awesome trips on just random cars that they pulled out of a junkyard and got running for $30, changing motors out in Summit Racing parking lots and all kinds of other stuff. So yeah, it's a kind of a sad day that that's going away. But yeah.
Well, they could start a YouTube channel.
Oh, they all have them too. Yeah, but it um pretty wild. Yeah, yeah. Goon Squad did it too. Like they would have these a bunch of like they'd have Corvettes or Camaro or some Mustangs and all that, and now then they started buying some Lamborghini Aventador that there's. It's like, man, I just don't get it. Like I don't want one of those cars. You can't enjoy them. like, and when you can drive it, it breaks and something stupid breaks and it costs you $5,000 to fix it for like a part that should be $100 on a normal car. It's crazy. Oh yeah, aging wheels. Oh, I love aging wheels. The his he drove one of the my little green car. He was down at the Peterson Museum, and he drove one of them. And it was like as soon as I found my car, I had seen his video on that, and that's how I got wrapped into him. So yeah, there's still some good ones out there, but man, some of the channels that you just enjoy, and they kind of good for them being able to do it, but being able to afford those, but kind of loses you. Like it loses the realness, real person connection. I think with a lot of projects. But anyway, all right. Well, I'm done rambling. Mr. Corliss, do you have anything else for us this weekend?
I have nothing else.
You cleaned off your printer.
I did, yeah. I got all the parts. I just have to put it together. And,
How's the quality?
oh, excellent,
Yeah,
excellent quality. In fact, you can't even see the lines
it's
anywhere
fantastic,
on.
isn't it? I have the same orange piece from mine.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, it's really
To,
really well done.
to tell you the truth, I'm glad that I had my Creality first because now I appreciate this.
Yeah,
A
If
lot
I'd
more.
had this first and then bought my Creality, I'd have thrown the Creality away.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, in minutes, it would have been like, "What's this shit?"
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing what that thing will do.
yeah, yeah. Wade saying, Dave's schoolhouse is
Oh,
turning out amazing.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's quite fantastically done. The detail that's in that thing is pretty pretty
I'm
well.
blown away.
Yeah, yeah. He's doing a hell of a job with that thing. No. All right, Mr. Hammerquist, you got anything else, sir?
Oh, y'all have a good week. Take it easy. Life's a roller coaster. It's a ride.
That it is. That
Yep.
it is. Mr. Sean?
Everyone have a great week. Um, I'm going to have to throw this in next Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. I have my morning coffee with Klondike.
There you go.
And I'll be talking probably about this guy here, and I'm going to be giving away something.
Ooh, there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
I found out it's the easiest way to clean up my stuff is give it away. I love making it, but I got to find a place to put it. And if it goes to a good home, I'm happy.
Oh, I thought it was 5 gallons.
5 what?
5 gallons?
Oh, 5 gallons. No.
Good times. All right. Well, hey, Canton Christmas Challenge is in full swing. Get your projects moving, get them done, get me the links and all that good stuff. And let's have a good time with it. It'll be over before you know it. So get working on it. Don't procrastinate. And hope everybody has a great week. And I think I think I might be done doing Christmas light installs after this week, so we might be caught up. We'll find out. Until then, everybody have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us out there in the chat and everything. It's always good to see everybody. And if you are not doing anything tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern, turn on Clack Shack or Ventari and watch their live. They're talking about the laser stuff.
So that would be 7 o'clock real time?
No, it'll be 8 o'clock real time.
7 o'clock.
East Coast is the only thing that matters.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. The sun comes up here first.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right, party people. Well, have a great weekend, and we'll talk at you later. Peace out, sauerkraut. We'll see if we can get this thing to shut off here.